Meeple Nation Podcast, episode 615, July 2026, turn 1.
Welcome, citizens, to Meeple Nation. Grab your favorite beverage, pull up a chair, warm up those dice, and join us at the game table as we discuss board games and the board gaming world. Each week, the hosts of Meeple Nation share their love for board games and the amazing memories that come from playing games with some very outstanding people. Let us now join our hosts in their natural habitat, the game table.
Turn 1. What did we do at SaltCON?
Ooh, it is going to be the SaltCON episode, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's a great day to be here on Meeple Nation. We are your hosts. I'm Nathan Howard.
The sun is out. The grass is green.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually the grass is starting to brown a little bit already, which is a little bit frustrating. But, you know, it was kind of funny. Last time we started talking and we were complaining about how hot it was going to be. And it actually hasn't turned out to be all that hot.
Not yet.
End of May was pretty warm. And here we're recording in middle of June. And it hasn't been that hot.
No, but it's on its way.
It's on its way for sure. I mean, we live in the desert, and it always is going to be hot. And there's going to be 100-degree days for sure. And for those who have multiple 100-degree days a year, that's no sympathy coming from them, I'm sure.
No.
But no. Anyways, so far this summer, I've been very pleasantly surprised that our highs have not been all that high. So I think we've only had 1 or 2 days in the 90s even. So, and that was actually in May.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was pretty early on. June's been fairly decent to us. I guess so. Are we starting a new segment where it's just like sort of the Utah weather and solar? Like, is that like?
I didn't bring up the solar.
Are we sponsored by?
No, but I was just genuinely pleased that this summer so far hasn't been super hot.
Yeah, that's true. And we recently did a barbecue at your house.
That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, and the weather was very cooperative. It was very nice.
Yeah, we had 25 people here in the house, and that was a lot of folks.
Yeah, and even managed to get a couple games played.
Yeah, we did. So. That was good times.
Yeah. Well, let's talk all about it. You had started, and then I so rudely interrupted you, but you are Nathan Howard. I am Douglas Stewart. We are the hosts of Meeple Nation, and when our powers combine...
There.
I'm not as good as Andy.
No,
but I got the pop in there. Yeah, we do become the world's most okayest podcast.
Putting the okay in the okayest podcast. Yeah, no, it's good times. We've had some great experiences lately. We had SaltCON. We had our first barbecue of the summer. We need
hopefully the first of many.
Those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to going to Montana. Julie is gracious enough to allow all of us, plus Alla Hug, to come up and essentially take over their property up there in Montana. And we just can't say thanks enough to them. They're so gracious. And
for sure.
I think that this episode will come out before we're going. And the next episode will come out before we're back, but...
after we're back.
After we're back.
Yep.
But we won't talk about it again until probably the bonus episode this month. So
yeah, we'll definitely do a big recap. But the...
super excited.
The anticipation is palpable. Let's
for
just
sure.
say, because it really is a highlight. It's a highlight for us. It's a highlight for our spouses who also love to go up there because there's other things for them to do. And so it ends up being just a really great all around thing for everyone.
Yeah. It was kind of funny. We're having Andy's wife, Sabrina, is going with us.
Yeah.
Which is
it's exciting.
Is a first for her. And at the barbecue, she was talking to Cheryl how nervous she is about going. She's not one that likes to travel out and go and about. This is kind of a foreign experience for her, but she's going, and I'm hoping she's going to have a ton of fun. Cheryl not confided, it wasn't any great big secret, but Cheryl announced that had she realized that it was a 6-hour drive last time we went, she was like, yeah, I probably wouldn't have gone. But now that she's gone,
Cheryl doesn't like car time, does she?
no, she does not like being
Okay.
in the car
Yeah, that's
at
right.
all. And it'll work out because hopefully we're going to go up Tuesday. Tuesday is her infusion day. That translates into she's pretty much in a coma. So hopefully she'll just get her infusion. We'll get on the road. She'll wake up and we'll be there.
Awesome.
So
Okay. Well, definitely a lot more of that to come. And again, so much love and gratitude for all the Hug Ladies, but especially Julie and Eric for letting us come drop in on Montana. So can't wait to talk more about that at a future date.
for sure.
But the thing we have to talk about today is SaltCON Summer. Because we had some...
Summer.
Okay. We had some real highlights. I had some real highlights. I won't speak for everyone, but man, played some really fun games.
Like what?
Like
What
and
did you
some
play?
stuff that really surprised me. Okay. So let's start
Oh,
with...
should we wait. What time is it?
Oh, right. There you go.
Now you can go.
Is it official now?
Now it's official.
I can
Highlight
continue my
30.
story. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
I mean, we skipped the sponsor, but Game Toppers, they rock. Check
Yeah, and we have a website. It doesn't matter. So Lairs. Let's talk. We got to talk about Lairs.
Lairs. Yes.
All right. Amazing.
Yeah.
This game, like, it's not very often that you have one of those games where you sit down and play it, and you're like, oh, that, like, where you just have that moment where you're like, that was an awesome experience, and it just surprises you, right? You're just like, wow, like, I can't believe, like, the execution was great, the components were great, and you just have one of those experiences where you're like, okay, this is one that has to be on my shelf. This is an amazing game, like, and it just surprises you, right? And I haven't had an experience like that for a long time. I've definitely played some fun games. I've played a lot of games that I enjoy, and some things that it's like, wow, that was really great. I definitely play that again, that kind of thing. But every now and then you just have one of those, like, wow, yeah, kind of experiences. And Lairs was totally that for me.
Yeah.
I thought this was a brilliant game.
So you had heard me talk about it.
Yeah, I had heard you talk about it.
And so, I mean, you're kind of like, okay, whatever.
I mean, it sounded like kind of a clever deduction game.
Yeah.
And deduction games don't always get me, like, super fired up. I do like deduction, but they don't, like, that's not an automatic, like,
Right.
woohoo, kind of thing for me. So absolutely. I had heard you talk about it, and it sounded kind of cool, like kind of a neat premise. But that was as far as it kind of went for me.
Yeah. And then I pulled it out on SaltCON.
Yep, you pulled it out.
And
That
it
blew
was
my
kinda-
mind.
And it was kind of funny because as we were playing, it didn't feel like I didn't get the excitement that you have for it until you're like, okay, let's play that again.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, I could have, like, we were headed off to dinner, and I
Yeah.
totally could have kept playing it some more.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing that caused me to stop playing it was just because of our schedule.
Yeah.
So, really great game, though. So, Nathan's talked about it in the past. Definitely not a how to play kind of situation here, but, like, basically, each player has, like, a grid in front of them that is, like, double layer, so they can, like, slot things into little wall pieces and stuff like that. And you build a dungeon. Like, you build a dungeon in front of you, and it's just like it's a big room, but it's just a one-room dungeon. And it is hidden behind a little, shield so that your opponent can't see it. They do the same thing. And then you basically are trying to explore the dungeon that they have created for you, and they are exploring the dungeon you've created for them. And along the way, you're trying to defeat some monsters and collect some loot and find the exit. And as, like, the more you play, there are some things that get unlocked, and we haven't got that far. So I know there's a lot more to explore, and there's some more stuff to come, and more, like, things that we can build the dungeon out with. I just don't know what those are yet because we haven't played them.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited. Like, I can't wait. This was totally one of those games that was added to my cart before we were done with the first play.
And that's what it was for me too when Justin was teaching me how to play this. Because I mean, he had told Andy had told me that, hey, Justin has this game that he wants to play with you. I'm like, okay, sounds good. And Andy didn't give me much of a filler on it. Just said it was a fun game. So I was like, great, one of those games. And
right.
And exactly the same thing. Before we were through with the teach, and I mean the teach was really simple. And before we were playing, I was like, okay, I am buying this, And I went to their Kickstarter page, or their, not the Kickstarter page, but the Kid Table Board Games, ktbg.com. That's
right.
And you can get their, they're doing a new fulfillment or a second edition run.
Just a reprinting, essentially, but it's all on pre-order.
But they also have a box 0 that was not previously with the first set.
Oh,
And so it does have some an additional content, and but from their website you can totally get the deluxe version, which we played, which has really nice wood pieces and wood monsters and metal treasure chests. Super.
And that's the version I would recommend if you can swing it, because it does make a difference. Like having like the metal treasure chests and the like those nice screen printed like wall pieces and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a real tangibility factor to this game that is super fun, because before you even play the game, you build the dungeon, and that in and of itself is like an actual really fun mini game.
Yeah.
You play before you play the game, and having all those like fun pieces to build that with makes a big difference.
For sure it does. Yeah. Do you make it an a symmetrical dungeon, or do you just do you go whatever? Like the last one I made, I put down all my the treasures, the boons, and I put all the monsters and the traps down. And so I just put them out randomly, put the starting spot, the exit spot, put them down, and then I built my walls around it.
And you just did like 2 wavy walls.
Well, for yours, yeah, that one was just 2 wavy walls, but for that one I thought that one out a little bit. But I played with my wife 2 days ago, and that's what I just did. I threw everything out.
I see.
And then, okay, now I'm going to build the dungeon around those items.
Nice.
And it worked out. And but going back to their website, you get the deluxe version, you get the adventure pack. I can't remember what it's called, something adventure. And then like you said, you can pre-order the deeper dungeon, and then the box 0, and then of course the deluxe, the Kickstarter version. It's not a Kickstarter again, but the Kickstarter second printing edition comes with, I would call it the much coveted dry erase board, because the original one that I bought just had a pad and pencil, and so kind of like a roll and write, because you keep track. I keep track of what I'm doing in your dungeon on my piece of paper, where you have your dungeon behind your screen and I have your dungeon behind my screen.
Correct.
If you can follow that.
Yeah, so
I have the dungeon you're going through behind my screen.
Right. So as I'm exploring it, I'm using that dry erase or pen and paper if you're using that version, but I'm using that to track the uncovering the mysteries of the dungeon you've created. Yeah.
And I think it's really good. I laminated my paper ones so that I can use it, but still the dry erase boards that comes with the second printing of this Kickstarter set is
can't wait for mine to show up. Yeah. I just went on, I think it was Game Steward, just one of those sites that had like it all for pre-order, and just was like, yep, click.
Yeah.
Done. Send it all to me. Yeah. So it'll be a little while. I don't think they're planning on fulfilling that till August or September. So it's still gonna be a while, but I'm excited. Great game. All right. Don't mean to spend too much time on that. Now,
but it is awesome.
It is awesome. And important to note, 2-player only. So that is a thing for some people, right? If you're looking for a game that's going to fit well with your group, just keep that in mind. It is a 2-player only game. But if you like 2-player games and you like dungeon crawly kind of things and you like great deduction, this is definitely one people should be checking out. Lairs is a great game.
For sure it is. Yeah. I strongly, highly, 100%ly, any more Lee words that I can come up with, suggest it. Honestly.
Okay. Indubitably.
Indeedly?
Yep, we could go. We could definitely ride that train off into oblivion.
Yes. So, all right, another game that Justin taught me that actually I had read the rules. I was ready to play, but he was teaching it as one of the games that he taught for us there. And this is a game called 12 Rivers. And this is one that I picked up because I'm really excited to play it with my wife. I think it's one that she's going to really like. Again, it has a very clever kind of tactile board.
Is this the one I saw? This I think I saw several copies of this at the convention. Is this the one that has the board that's up on like a 45 degree?
And not quite a 45.
Okay, but it's at an
slant,
angle, right?
yeah.
So it's at a slant, and you have like, is it marbles? What are they? Are they just marbles that roll down?
You have marbles that there's 12 rivers. There's 12 rivers at the top of the board that each are going to have a different colored marble in it. And then you're going to take turns trying to dam the rivers or bet on where certain marbles are going to end up so that you can claim them. And the marbles that you claim during the active round are going to go onto your alpaca. And then after the end of the round, you can move marbles from your alpaca to your, what do they call them, to your villagers. I believe that's what they are. And then your villagers, once they're on your villagers, then they will count towards completing those villagers, scoring you points, and having the majority of certain colors. There's 6 different colors. Most of them are white. Then you go down to, I think purple is the most rare one. So if you have the majority, you're going to get more points. And then there's a spot where all the marbles that don't get claimed end up in the lake. And if you're the first person down there in the lake, you can claim whatever makes it through. And so it's a gamble. Is it stuff that I need? And in the game that we played, there was several times that nothing made it to the lake.
Oh, wow.
And so there's cards that you can play that will allow you to claim more than one marble and allow you to adjust where you are on the active track, which is something I like also, because if you put your dam up higher on the slope, of course you're going to get first choice. You're going to be closer to those marbles that are coming down. In fact, there's several spots that you can be right at the mouth of the river, so that as soon as the gate opens, that marble is going to stop, so you know exactly what color you're going to get. Or you can go down lower, but if you put it up higher, that means that you're going to go later in the track, on the turn order track.
Okay.
So
there's some like risk reward kind of thing going on there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Whereas opposed, if I put mine down at the lake, this round I might not. There's a chance I might not get any marbles from that guy, but I'm going to be going sooner the next round.
Gotcha.
And I think it turned out to be a lot of fun. Very, like I said, very tactile, but very pretty. And the way that I
was going to say, the components on this look good and the artwork looks good. Component-wise, definitely looks like it stands out. So here's my question. So a game like this, clearly there's what some people would look at and say, okay, well, this is a game with a gimmick.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, and I'm also looking at the weight here. It's 1.94.
Very light.
So it's a lighter game with a gimmick. How much, like being honest, how much of the game is the gimmick and how much of it is there's like an actual, like really good, fun game to play there? In your opinion,
is very, very mild.
Okay.
The gimmick, all that does is just kind of emulates the marbles coming down the river.
Okay.
And so the core of the game is all strategic planning of where you're going to dam, what you're trying to, what villagers you're trying to fill, what marbles you're trying to collect, and what cards that you're trying to take advantage of to collect more marbles. And they don't call them marbles. I can't remember what they're called. But,
sure.
But whatever the resources.
But you felt like there was a good game under the hood.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the mechanic, the gimmick of the slope is
minor to the gameplay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a nice little touch, but
and that's what I'm really trying to ask, because you never know. I mean, sometimes the gimmick
sure.
is just the gimmick, and that's really all it has.
Right. Yeah. No. And I think it's just gives it a nice tactile flow of emulating the rivers. And it does cause that there is a chance that where the rivers join into, they condense down into eventually till they all funnel down to one stream into the lake. Then because of the way that is and the way that things roll, there is a chance of which marble am I going to get,
Sure.
and which marble is going to
And you're,
make
and
it
you're
down
right.
to my-
They're not marbles. They're magic pearls.
That's right, magic pearls. Let's go with marbles. That sounds more.
I was going to say, yeah, well, let's just stick with marbles.
Yeah, yeah, but there's things like there's fairy tokens that allow you to augment and move your dams, and they're not called dams either. They're your people that you're using to dam the river. But anyways, I thought this game was superb. I had a copy before.
Tribe tokens.
Tribe tokens, yes. And I was very excited, and I still haven't taught it to my wife. I tried to teach it to her at the barbecue. 5 players, I believe, 5 rounds that it plays in. 4 players, 5 rounds, and I think it's a very good game. I recommend it.
Fantastic. Mention of one more. This was a highlight for me for a couple of different reasons. So I did get a chance to sit in on one of Brad's games. Got to sit in on some Star Wars Villainous.
Oh, good times.
Which I really enjoy. The Star Wars version of Villainous, I think, is the version to play. That isn't to say that I dislike the other Disney stuff, but this is definitely the version of it that I prefer. And I guess it's just a theme thing, but I also feel like the depth of the characters and the play style of the characters has a really good balance, and they all feel very, very, what's the right word? They feel right for the character, right?
Okay.
I tried to play Grand Admiral Thrawn, and it definitely felt like Thrawn, right? Like I had to, learn sort of the culture and politics of the world I was about to take over and invade. And then I had to set up my forces, and then I had to flip them to their occupied side, going through those strategic things. When you play Vader, that story very much revolves around his relationship with Luke, and trying to get Luke to come over to the dark side. Each one of these characters feels very unique. I think one player at the table is playing Cad Bane, and he's putting out some bounty markers and trying to collect bounties. Just thematically, I think they've done a fantastic job, and I think that if I'm going to sit down and play a Villainous game, that's definitely the version I want to play. The play was great. Brad did a good teach. We had a good time, but right before the play, the guys who came over to sit down at our table introduced themselves, and I ran into a buddy that I hadn't seen for like 23 years.
Oh, wow.
And it was awesome. It was one of those like great convention moments. Ran into Will. He and I spent time in Japan together, clear back in the day. And we even were in the same apartment for a little while. We had kind of a situation arise, and some people shuffled and did some stuff. And so he and I were together for like, it wasn't for very long, for like a couple of weeks, but like just an awesome dude, and one of those people that, you kind of forget about. And then all of a sudden, like you're just like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And it was great. And we got to catch up and talk about stuff and just kind of catch up on kids and life and everything else. And it just made me so happy. It was one of those moments where I was just like, yes, this is like a great convention experience, like this hobby, bringing people together, reuniting people. And it was so awesome to get caught up with him. So, and hopefully we get to see him at more conventions in the future, but big shout out to Will. Just an absolutely stellar dude, and really fun to run into him and get to play a game with him. So that was like a major highlight for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was just running into Will. So super cool.
Yeah.
And his friends were great too. And I can't remember their names like right off the top of my head, but I logged them. Right? but I logged them in my thing, and I totally hope that that they had a good time and we get to play with them too. But just super cool experience, and to me, like, that's why we go to conventions.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah, it's all about people.
About people more than the games, and having those experiences is just stellar.
Yeah. I very much is the highlight for me is hanging out with people. People that we don't see on a regular basis, even people that live close, that for some reason that's the only time we see them, and so we get a chance to hang out and catch up and to play. sometimes. Mostly just to hang out and talk.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. So another game that you and I got to play, Douglas, we got to bust out Star Wars: The Deck Building game 3-player.
Yes. Yeah.
Which was, I thought, an interesting variant, the way that it worked out, because this is usually just a 2-player head-to-head game where players share a market row, and you can buy stuff out of that market row, you can tax stuff out of that market row, and that's just usually stuff that's going to affect you and your opponent. But this game, as a 3-player, you build kind of a... That's not a triangle, but you build a 3-pronged star.
Yep.
And
that's exactly what it is.
And you have some of your cards that are between player A and player B, and other cards that are between player A and player C. And then you play pretty much just as normal, except for now you have that delicate balance of I can't just attack one person. I got to make sure that... or if I do go after one person, I have to have the resources to be able to outlast the other person. And in the game that we played, that was very much my strategy because both you and Dennis were able to pick up some pretty expensive cards. Some you got. Yeah,
I got Anakin right out of the gate.
You got Anakin right off, and Dennis got Darth Vader right off, and Star Destroyers left and right. And
yeah, he was building a fleet.
Yeah, and I was just struggling.
Yeah.
And so Dennis was getting really upset that I wasn't trying to go through the cutthroat of eliminating you. And because if I had, I mean, there was no chance I was going to win the game anyway. But there was a small chance that because both of you had very large action cards in there,
that if we had spent time destroying each other, you could have come in and picked off the
snuck in. Yeah,
sure.
And that was my only chance. Yeah. But man, Dennis did not like that.
No, and you were deliberately like we could both tell that you were kind of turtling up a little bit, right?
Trying to,
yeah. And so we were both trying to recruit you to our side, right? Yeah. It was like you should be attacking. What are you doing? Look at all this starship. You should be attacking Dennis, and Dennis was like, you should be attacking Doug. Come on, man. You know, that kind of thing. It kind of reminded me though that like I thought it was a lot of fun.
I very much enjoyed it.
But it did remind me that sometimes like just a head-to-head game where there's no other choice of someone to attack is better for some people than having a choice because they take that choice personally.
Yeah.
And that is not to point any fingers at Dennis. I'm not accusing him of anything, but a little bit. And also at myself and also at you. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like
for sure.
There's just some of that happens and you just go like, well, why did you attack me? Why didn't you attack him? Why did you attack me? Why did you attack him? And, now like one thing, and I hope Dennis doesn't feel too bad. Like one thing that I had lost track of was how many planets each one of you had lost. Because there was a moment where you lost your planet. Like I think I had done the final damage on your planet, and I was like, okay, that's game. And I started putting stuff away.
Yeah, I'm like, wait.
And you're like, dude, I still got a whole nother planet to go there. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Because if I'd known that, like if I hadn't miscalculated that, I actually would have targeted you a lot heavier than I targeted Dennis. Yeah. I thought both of you were right there on the cusp. And I was like, okay, I think I can finish Dennis off this turn, and I'd rather get him out of the way because I know he has those powerful cards, and then I can turn my attention to Nathan and polish him off real quick. And I
still did.
And I was on my last planet too.
Yeah.
So, you know, like.
So I had a chance, which was my plan.
Right. And so I finished him off, and then I started attacking you, and I was like, all right, that's it, I won. And then you were like, no, I still got another planet, and I was like, oh no. I was like, it was one of those moments like, I've like really messed this up.
Totally miscalculated this.
Because if I had known that, I definitely would have played some things different. But anyway, it was super fun. I liked it. I think the game's great. I'd totally played it 3 players again. A little bit more setup.
Yeah.
But I really liked that I had 2 market rows to look at. They were smaller market rows, but I liked that I had both of those options. And it was really fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah. Super cool. It's just a great deck building game.
Well done for sure.
And I'm really looking forward to the expansion coming out for that soon. That adds some campaign mode and I think some other features and stuff that'll be I think it'll be a really fun version of the game. It'll bolster what's already there as opposed to just adding new factions and mechanics.
Yeah, I thought it was very well done. In fact, I'm printing my insert right now. In fact, it's probably done now.
Nice.
All right, we're gonna pause for just a minute because Andy got off work.
Hi.
Hey, welcome. Glad you made it. Glad. You still work like a fiend.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to slow down, but no. Surprise!
Yeah.
I had to work all weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Do you think it's ever going to slow down?
Oh, my gosh.
How are you going to go to Montana?
I'm going to delegate, I hope, really well and tell them not to call me.
You should be doing that now.
Well, when you're running that part of the department, you can't.
Yeah. No, I get you. Well, you're here earlier than we thought you'd be, so welcome.
Well, thank you.
And he's walking in like, man, I thought these guys would be a lot further along in recording. But we're 30 minutes in. We're still very much on SaltCON highlights.
Oh, awesome.
So that's what we're talking about right now.
Hey, those are some good highlights.
Yeah.
They have been so far.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Do you want to add something into it?
Sure.
What you got?
So, I don't know. This SaltCON, I came away. I had a good time. The best part about SaltCON is I wasn't at work. But I don't know. I came away from it, and I was talking to Sabrina about it, and I'm like, you know what? I felt like something was missing this time, and I can't put my finger on it. It's like I didn't get out of the con what I wanted to, and I don't even know what that is. It's like I wanted something different, but can't tell you what that was.
It was the extra day.
Maybe it was.
It was the fact that it was only 3 days instead of 4 days.
That very well could have been it. It ended too soon, maybe.
Yeah. Too soon?
Too soon.
But I've had that feeling before too. Not this convention, but I've had that before. Usually because you spend a whole day teaching and running events, and then you just get like 1 day to play. And that's usually what it is for me. I think it's hard to put your finger on that feeling, but I think that's what it is for me. Is that it's like I get like 1 good day of play, and then it's over. And it's like, bummer.
Yeah. It goes by pretty quick.
It does.
I mean, I didn't leave until 2 a.m. pretty much both days.
That's awesome.
I guess the last day I left a little earlier than that. The first night I was there till 2. I got home after I didn't get to bed till 3.
Yeah, Brian loves you, and he likes to make sure that you're there till late.
He wussed out the next day, so
Yeah.
yeah, he went home early.
Was it Grimcoven that kept you there the first night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he probably would have stayed later if Mara hadn't been there, and I was playing quite a few games with Amara, and so I think if I would have been playing more games with Brian, he probably would have stayed. But
Yeah, he definitely would have.
yeah,
If he can get his Andy time, he'll definitely stay.
well, at least there's somebody that wants to hang out with me.
Well, Mara did.
Yeah, Amara.
That's true. That's true. Amara did for a time.
Yeah, then the painting came
I
up.
was
and
going to
the
say,
shopping.
but she's not a late player, though. Amara is not a late night player.
No, she is not.
In fact, she hits about 10 o'clock and she's ready for bed.
She hits a wall for sure.
No doubt.
That's when you try to teach her Hadrian's Wall.
Yes, it is. It at least has created some fun memories.
Oh, it has, for sure.
She gets tired.
So
But-
tell us about Grimcoven. How was that?
Grimcoven was awesome. So we fought. It was I couldn't find, for some reason I cannot find my monster card for scenario 2 for the swarm, not swarm witch. What is it? Anyway, the swarm lady. Played that the first time with Brian. We lost the first time we played it again. We won. We wanted to do the second scenario, and I cannot find that card or that tile for her. So the Swarm Mistress, I think is what she's called. Anyway, so we decided to do the Devourer, and it's kind of cool because it gives you some story that is maybe a little bit confusing at the beginning unless you know kind of what's going on. So as you go through, it's giving you the background of the boss that you're fighting and how they became what they are. So like the Devourer, started out as a priest. And so it's talking about the first story talks about how he was a priest and he was gluttonous and he, you know, he felt like he was sinning because he was like, oh yeah, but it's okay, right? And kind of justifying his gluttony. And it's kind of cool because you look at the miniature and you can start seeing, oh my gosh, there's a priest hat. There's this, there's that. And it's like, that's kind of cool. And
it's nice little touches.
Yeah, it was kind of neat. When we finished that story, I started looking closer at the miniature. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is pretty sweet. That they added those fine details to the miniatures to go along with the storyline of each of the bosses that you fight.
Monsters, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, the play was really fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'd played that scenario one other time, and we won by the skin of our teeth. I mean, it was close. I got knocked out 3 times, and we were able to, because when you get knocked out, you have to draw a card, and it gives you almost a quest that you have to complete, and if you do, then you heal, but if you don't complete it, you lose, and it's not easy. I mean, it's usually fairly difficult to be able to do that. It's usually like defeat 2 body parts, which body parts are fairly difficult to defeat, 1, much less 2, and by the time it was that late in the game, he's leveled up, so it makes it even tougher to do. But luckily, we had leveled up enough, and we all 3 of the 4 of us, we flipped over to our corrupted form in the same turn. And as soon as that happened, it was on. Yeah, we became substantially more powerful once we flipped our characters to their corrupted side. And yeah, we kind of wailed on him after that. So it was fun. It was good times.
Well, that's awesome.
There's like a real push-pull kind of thing with that, right? Because like once you hit that point, you become really powerful, but also like there's a kind of a timer on the game.
Yes, there is.
Right? Like you can't, you flip into your powerful form, but you can't be there forever. You know, once you go past a certain point, you're going to die fast. So.
Well, and the fact that it does give you some options during the game, depending on what corruption card you draw, because you have to draw a corruption card at the beginning of the monster phase, and actually I guess it's at the beginning of the status phase, and you draw that card, and some of those cards will allow you to bump up corruption without gaining a level. So that's how you become more powerful, because you're unlocking abilities as you gain corruption. You can jump up to the next lock icon for free, but you don't get the benefit for it. But it does let you creep up that corruption track a little faster, which will help you flip over a little faster, but you're giving up some abilities. And some of those abilities can be pretty stinking powerful, especially if you can get the ones that synergize off of each other, which that's one of the funnest parts of the game, I think, is building your character up and finding some really cool powers that synergize, or getting more dice to fuel those. Yeah, it's such a good game. I love that game.
That's good. It looks nice.
It does look nice. You should play it. We should get you in a session, Nathan, when we have like 4 hours.
Totally thought you were going to say you should get me a copy.
No, I think you take care of that if needed, but I don't think that you would probably buy a copy of this one. This is one it's a big game, so it's probably one that I foresee.
I'm very selective of my big games.
Yes, it takes up a lot of shelf space too.
It does,
which at this point,
I'm rather shellfish.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting to that point too. Wow. I have to be very selective of what I buy, because I've got my game room is stacked now with random games everywhere, because I don't have shelf space.
Yeah, you need Amber Lee to come in and shame you into organizing your games better.
I don't know that
she'll come in and taunt you into a more organized game room.
I'm pretty immune to taunting, but she wouldn't be wrong, but I don't think I could do anything better to organize, because there's just no space. And what I need to do is just, if I wasn't working so much, I actually had a big list of games I did want to sell at SaltCON, but that did not happen because somebody has no time.
Well, that's what I did at Spring, is I took a bunch to sell, turned a bunch of games into a 3D printer, which I'm very excited to have. But then there was games that I had taken 2 or 3 times, and I'm just like, you know what? These aren't selling.
Nobody wanted them.
No, I'm going to take them to the thrift store and donate them. And so somebody went to the thrift store and, oh, look at, I got this game. And I'm like, yeah, there's a reason you got that game. but I mean, these are all games that I wanted at one point, right? But just that they just didn't shine or didn't hit the table, and so they got the boot.
And I was started really going through my games. I know that I have a hard time letting go of games, but I'm to the point where I'm ready to, because I just don't have space.
And that's a big motivator.
Yeah, it is. And I when I was looking through my shelves, because that's about all the time I had, was I could sell that, I could sell that. There's quite a few that I'm like, I will never play that ever.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of that came from for me when the last time I culled stuff is, am I going to reach for this game? And do I like this game enough that I'm going to reach for it over 3 other games?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, like Douglas, you talked about that when we were playing Perch. That, I mean, it was a fair enough game, but in the sea of games that we all own, is that one I'm anxious to pull off the shelf. And so,
yeah, I'm getting more and more and more that way, where I'm just like, it has to meet a certain standard, or it's just not ever going to get played again.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I still like to try a lot of stuff.
You get really excited when you first get into the hobby, and I think for all of us, there's been a whole lot of years where you're just excited about new shiny things and all the stuff you can fill your shelves with and all the experiences you're going to have, and with kids, with friends, with neighbors, with whatever. And then reality sets in years later, and you're like, I have all this stuff and it is not going to get played or used or pulled off, and it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah. Yep. Cut your losses.
And also, if new things are going to like find their way onto the shelves, they've got to meet a certain standard. The bar has to be raised.
Yeah.
Because I've got a lot of stuff on the shelf still that I'm like, how did you make the cut? Like, I'm looking at it on the shelf like, you're a sneaky little bugger.
Well, these episodes don't help, right? Because we talk about some stuff. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like that's going to be a great experience.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you buy 6 experiences and you only get to play one.
Yeah.
You only get to experience one of them.
That is the downside, or that is a bummer, because it's when you get a new game, we really need to be better at getting those at least played once.
I thought one of you guys was going to win the lottery, and then we didn't have to worry about any of this.
That's what I was going to do, but that would necessitate me buying a lottery ticket.
Yeah, that seems to be a major
is that what our problem
downside.
is?
Yeah.
I thought you guys were buying the lottery tickets.
Apparently that is a requirement. So
you're not just automatically entered in.
No, for some reason that's weird, but no,
that's crazy.
Apparently not.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I thought it was just a random. What was the guy? Ed McMahon used to come around and knock on doors.
Yeah.
Like the sweepstakes thing or whatever.
Publishers
Clearinghouse. Yeah,
There you go.
Most of the people listening going, "What in the heck is that?"
Wait, so that's not real?
That
doesn't happen?
That doesn't happen, apparently.
No one's coming to my door?
No one. No, Ed McMahon died. And so...
Publishers Clearinghouse died with him, huh?
I think they're still around. I'm pretty sure they're still around. My mom would get Publisher Clearinghouse, whatever. She'd get stuff from them all the time still.
Huh.
Like just notices that she can win?
Yeah.
Next. Yeah.
Wow.
Send us $20 and you can win. But gambling's illegal in your state, but you're doing this. It's not gambling, it's...
You're putting in for a raffle.
Yeah.
Just a really big raffle.
Yeah, it's totally gambling. But then so is driving on the freeway. Anyways.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a tangent we're going to just avoid.
and we're done. So what else did you play? Or do we want to go to somebody else's?
I was able to play Tiny Turbo Cars.
Oh, did you get that to the table?
Nice.
I did.
I love that game.
I wish I had been a part of that.
That's
a fun game.
Really fun to watch Brad get frustrated.
Was it the programming, or was it like the timed part?
It was the programming, because I don't know how many times he ran into an unpassable object and just ran into it and ran into it and ran into it and ran into it until he got damaged, and then recharge, ran into it. I'm like, this is awesome. And he's like, this is a stupid game.
And yet, what's so great about that and this game is that we all knew that kid.
Right.
Who just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, and he just
kept running the car into stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I know you. That's the kid you were.
Yeah.
Just run it into the chair until
over
it
and over and
breaks.
over again. So that was fun. It was close. Ben, Beyonce, he just about beat me. I pulled the win out of that one, which was good because just as we were getting started, Dell walked by and said, "Hey, does this game have a winner?" And we're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Here, winner gets this gift card."
Oh, there you go.
So I'm like, "Hey guys, it's on now. The competition's here because I'm actually going to try to win this." And I did. I totally won. It was awesome.
Nice.
Good times.
I think that's the only game I won besides the Grimcoven being a co-op game all week.
Oh,
Or all con.
maybe that's
Wow.
why you didn't
That's-
enjoy SaltCON
that's
so
rare.
much.
No, because I really enjoyed all of my plays.
Yeah.
I really did. It was really fun. We did get the expansion to Akropolis to the table and
Oh,
learned
yeah.
the co-op version of Akropolis.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's not
actually,
the Athena, that's the Pantheon.
Pantheon. Yeah, it was really good. I got to play that. I played that with Sabrina also, and over at Game Night on Thursday, and she actually really enjoyed it. She talked about it on the way home that she actually had a good time, which is very high praise coming from my wife if she said that she had a good time. So I think that game might hit our table a little more often with the co-op version.
Well, good.
Yeah, that's cool.
In fact, we beat, when I played it with her, so the way it works is you have 3 cities you can choose from. There's just the base city, which is Corinth, I think, and then you have Athens and then Sparta. And Athens and Sparta adds another level of difficulty to what you're trying to do. So you have the main capital city in the center of the table that everybody's building, and that's the only way you can score points. And you're trying to meet a threshold. There are 3 thresholds you can meet to win the game. You get a minor victory, a moderate victory, or an epic victory, depending on which point threshold you meet. And you also are building your own city. So in order to build in the central city, you have to spend stone to be able to ship whatever it is, that tile, right, to build it in the main city. And you have the plazas, which are the stars. That's how you score. They're the multipliers. And in order to score the plazas, you have to have the matching color token on that plaza in the capital city. And in order to put a token on, there are 3 quest tiles out, and you have to complete that quest in order to take that token off and put it on the plaza in order for it to score. And then a new one flips out. And you can spend stone to get more plazas, more of those quest tiles out. It's 5 stone collectively to flip a new one out, so you have more options. But when I played with Sabrina, we got all of them out with plenty of time to start building up, and we totally beat the epic score. It was like
Awesome.
way cool. That's the first time
that's
we got
great.
with the epic victory. I mean, it's been a minor victory every time, so we got the epic victory with that one. And it was really fun.
Yeah,
That's quite
and cool that that's cooperative, right? That's a thing you work on. I like that. That's good. This game, Akropolis in general, didn't land for me, I think, quite the same way it landed for you guys, but I need to give it another try.
I think it's a fantastic game.
I know.
Yeah, I love that game, and it's one that
And
I
I
can always get my wife to play.
And I played it on BGA several times, and it's fine. I don't know why it doesn't.
I can tell you why.
Why is that?
It's
Because it's
BGA.
on BGA.
Because you played it on BGA.
No, I mean we played it at the table too. I played it on at the table before I played it on BGA.
Nathan, because you played it on BGA.
I saw that one from clear across the room.
Yeah, that was not hard to guess. Well, I might have to give it another shot one of these days. I did get to teach. My wife was with me for one of the days, and we played games that I like. They're familiar games. We've talked about them. They're Lydia style games. We played some Art Society and like Trails of Tucana and some games that she likes. But I did get to teach her Finspan, and she is a birder who loves birds and all things wingspan. And she said, "I think that this is better than Wingspan."
Oh, really?
She's like, "I think I enjoy playing this better than Wingspan."
I think I enjoy it.
And I think a
than
lot of that
Wingspan.
has to do with the time, right? Because it's a faster, more kind of streamlined span game. The rule set's a little simpler. She really loved that she got to bring her own discard pile cards back.
Yeah,
like that was a really huge thing for her. Was that it was like she could use them to pay for things, but then still plan on bringing them back and using them for other stuff later. And I agree. I think that's a brilliant mechanic. I think more games should maybe look at that as something they should implement. But she loved it.
I just had an epiphany. with that
Did that
thought.
hurt?
No, it felt really good.
Oh, good.
So Lydia really had a hard time losing her people in
Blood colony moon colony bloodbath.
yes.
Uh-huh.
What if she just put her dead people in her own discard pile, so when she gained them, she could get those same named people back?
Love it.
And it's just like you're just getting the same people back. You're not losing them. You're just gaining them back later in the
The
game.
Moon Colony Necromancer. Bringing them back.
We'll soften the blow for her a little bit.
You know, the next time we play that with her, we should definitely suggest that. That's definitely going to happen.
Yeah. You keep your pile right there.
Yeah. All your dead folks are over here, and then when you get new people, you just bring them back from the dead.
Yep. They're not really dead. They just went away for a while.
They're not mindless husks. They're real boys and girls.
Not at all.
Anyway, she loved Finspan. So yes, we might have to try that. And then the other one that I will just make mention of, and then I think I'm done. I'll let you guys talk about whatever you want. I was super, earlier we talked about sort of those aha, like wow kind of moments, and Lairs was definitely that for me. The other one that wasn't quite as much, but I still was very shocked that I liked it as much as I did, was Terrorscape. And I don't typically like the one versus many hidden movement, like Beast and like Fury of Dracula and those types of games. They just don't
Star
resonate.
Wars Imperial Assault.
Okay, that's totally different because that's not hidden movement. It's not,
you said hidden movement.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's not the same thing.
So like your Sniper Elite.
Right, which we haven't played.
Yeah.
We still haven't played that one. So, and I've heard that one's good. I might like that one.
Yeah. I read the rules on that one.
My point is, I don't normally like that type of thing, but this was really fun to play. It has a pretty simple rule set. The like mansion that sits between you that sort of blocks the view between the players, I think is like a really nice touch. It's totally unnecessary, but it absolutely works in a really, really fun way. I'm actually really excited to try, because there's a whole bunch of different like sort of survivors you can play, and then there's a whole bunch of different villains or murderers or whatever they are that the one person can play. And we played against one that was, I think, on the like not necessarily the easier side to beat, but was on the simpler side to play. And but we had a really good time. And for us that were playing the survivors, I thought there was like really strong strategic co-op. Like we were talking about things and discussing and like, okay, what about this? What if we do this? But it was within a simple rule set. So it wasn't like we were trying to noodle out really complicated stuff.
Right.
It was just, okay, how can we maybe split the murderer's attention? How can we generate some noise tokens that might throw him off the center, confuse him? And how can we accomplish our objective? And then the stuff in his tool set, at first I was like, oh, he's not like that powerful. But then as the rounds progressed, he got like ridiculously powerful. I was shocked. I was like, oh, we are absolutely all going to die. And it actually was really, really close. I mean, it went right down to it. And if we'd taken one more wound, we would have lost the game. And we managed to get all of our keys and made it to the foyer, like just in the nick of time to bust out and survive.
So last time we went to Montana, I'm pretty sure somebody had this.
Oh, really?
And we didn't get around to playing it. So I just actually asked our chat if anybody has this, because I'd love to play this.
Yeah, yeah. I think you would really like it, Nathan. This is Andy. I think you would like it too, but I don't know. I think you're a little bit like me on these types of games, and so I'm not sure that you would. But I think Nathan would in particular really like this game.
Nathan's not as picky.
I am pretty easygoing.
Yep. Me too, but just not towards that or a lot of other things.
You're not wrong.
So I kind of played some older games. That's what I hosted this year. And we played Ecos. This is a John DeClaire game. And so Ecos First Continent. And you know what? This is one that I really, really, really enjoy this. We played it again, full count, 6 players, late at night. This is going to be Brad wanted to play Grimcoven again, So he's like, well, and Amara wanted to play one more game before I took her home. So I'm like, all right, let's play a quick game, and then I'll take you home. So it was going to be a game between Amara, Brad, and myself. So it was going to be a quick game. And then more people sat down, and more people sat down, and more people sat down. 6 players. The first time I've played a full player count of Eco's First Continent, and it was pretty epic. It was fun. And I totally got destroyed by Mike. It was very close until the very end, and then Mike pulled away. It was between he and I, and that little dirtbag pulled away right at the very end. He pulled some points out, and I'm like, no, I've just exhausted all of my points. I got nothing left. And because once you hit the threshold of 80 points, it's until the wild tile gets pulled by the Harbinger that will trigger the end of the game, or that denotes that the game has ended. Well, that got hit, and we kept scoring points, and Mike was like 140 points.
Oh, wow.
And I was 120 something, I think. Like there were a lot of points scored that last few tiles that were pulled. And because I was in the lead when it triggered, because I triggered it. And I'm like, come on, pull the wild. And nope we went through almost the whole bag before that wild got pulled. But it was fun. Eco's First Continent, that's one that, it's one of Amara's favorite games. So it actually hits the table quite often at my house. She'll pull that off the shelf and want to play it. And I'm trying to remember what else I hosted now. It's been more than 3 hours, so I've forgotten exactly what I hosted, but they were fun.
But they were all fun.
I lost them all.
Nice.
So I didn't play many of the games that I taught, but we played Obsession, and that game went way long.
That was a really long game of Obsession.
And there was one player who really likes to get the whole grasp of the rules so that he could grab it, wanted to make sure everybody was going through all their steps so that just he could understand it, which is fine. That's kind of what the event's for, but I ran over my time, and it spilled into the next game time, which was going to be Skull. Luckily, no one signed up for that, so I was like, okay, I got an extra hour, so you guys can play an extra hour. And then that went straight through that time as well. And but everybody still really enjoyed it. But I think Obsession is such a fantastic game. I look forward to playing that game any chance I get. I didn't get a chance to play it that time, but the next game we did get to play was a game called Leylines by not Arcane Wonders. And by Arcane Wonders, I totally mean Arcane Wonders. But this is a game where you have the forest, and you're trying to go out and collect resources and go and deliver those resources. So this is a game I taught here on game night prior to the convention, because this was a new game to me. I liked it. I liked the look of it. I thought this was going to be a real simple, fun game. And it says it plays 45 to 60 minutes. So we played it the week before, and we played it at a full player count, and it was nowhere near that 60 minutes. I mean, it was like 180 minutes.
Oh, no.
And so I was really scared that my Oblivion game had gone, or my Obsession game had gone over, that I was really worried that my Leylines was going to go into that 3-hour time limit. And it went pretty close to the 2-hour time limit, still with 4 people. But this is actually a really, really pretty good game. It's very simple. You're going to go out, you're trying to collect resources. You have the mechanic that I like about it is you're going to roll a bunch of dice, and then you're going to use that die, one of those die to say, okay, I'm going to move whatever. I can move up to the face value of this die. I can choose to go short or whatever, and then at the location that I stop at, I'm going to pick up a resource. Now there's a couple extra little quick slot spots that you can go and say, okay, well, I'm going to pick up everything. Instead of just picking up one resource, I can sacrifice a die to pick up everything. And then if I get really in a good spot, I can pick up everything in a spot that I'm starting, move, pick up everything that I'm end at, but you can only hold 6 resources in your pouch. And so you have to try to be able to get those resources and then get them to the destination so that you can complete contracts. And if you can complete multiple contracts to the same place, you're going to get some bonus points. And then as you get more resources, you're able to expand your pouch a little bit so you can carry up to a total of 10 items. You get a couple of special little abilities. And the game does tend to run long. 45 to 60 minutes is not a legitimate time unless you are playing with maybe 2 people. But, and well, I guess no. If you're playing with people who know the game, I'm sure it can probably go a lot faster. But first game is not going to be anywhere near that. But still a nice looking game, and I love the way that it plays out really well. And I thought it went really nice. It was a game that Dave and Tammy Bremer played, and Dave brings his wife, Tammy, and she plays. He signs up for games, and sometimes he pays for that later. Like the last time he signed up for Star Wars Outer Rim, and Tammy did not enjoy that game at all. But Obsession, they played Obsession, and then they played this one right after, and Tammy enjoyed Obsession. She probably would have enjoyed it not lasting so long, but Leylines was totally up their alley, and they had fun with that. And we roped Dennis into playing because it was just going to be Dave, Tammy, and I. And Dennis was there, so we got Dennis. And I was just glad 6 people didn't sign up. And I really didn't want Dennis to play because I was going to hope it was going to be faster if Dennis didn't play it. And I wasn't going to play at that point. I was just going to teach it 2 players. We're going to stick to that time. But we ended up playing 4 people, and it was great.
That's good.
So, yeah, Leylines was a great game. I always love Obsession.
Even after
that one. I mean, I think this last game with 4 people lasted almost as long as that 6-player one.
That 6-player was also a very, very long game of Obsession. And it was at SaltCON Spring.
Yeah, and it was at SaltCON Spring, and it was at the end of the night. And but anyways, that still worked out. Obsession is a fantastic game.
It is a good game, and it's growing on me. Every time I play it, I like it just a little bit more.
Yeah.
I just wish it was prettier.
I don't think I'm quite obsessed yet.
I'm not.
But it is becoming an obsession.
It's
not quite there.
It's not even close to an obsession for me, but it is fun.
It's a fun
And that's
game.
the other thing is, I mean, it's a game that everybody asks me, why do you like it so much? I'm like, well, it's not the theme.
But no, it's definitely not the theme.
Definitely not the theme.
I hope not, Nathan.
This is, I mean, I could totally like it if I wanted.
Yes, you could, Nathan. If you really wanted to, you could like anything you want.
I could.
Nathan,
I mean, and I've watched my fair share of Pride and Prejudice, and I've watched my fair share of Downton Abbey. And
here's what it is. Nathan just really, really, really wants to win over the Fairchilds.
Yeah, he does.
That's what it's all about.
It's all about getting my family into
keeping
that
up with
family.
the Fairchildses.
But the mechanics of that game, they just play out so well.
Yeah,
they do. It's pretty slick.
So, but anyways, then the last game that I got to play, well, not the last game. The last one I want to really kind of talk about was kind of a new simple game that Douglas taught me, and that's Cover Your Assets. Which is
not the world's greatest game.
Not the world's greatest game at all, but no, it was one that just put on BGA, and so I'm like, I wanted to play it. Pulled it off the play to win shelf that they had there. Cover Your Assets is a fun little game where you're just
playing down your assets and trying to cover them up.
Yeah, I mean, what would you call those?
Keep
mechanics?
them from being stolen by other people at the table.
Yeah, what? It's not a deck shedder. It's not a. Let me look up what they would call that mechanic.
It's like a
set collection, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, for sure, a set collection.
Yeah.
You have a hoard of points that you're trying to build and protect. You know, whatever mechanism that is.
Yeah. That doesn't fall under hand management or set
dragon.
collection.
The dragon mechanic.
The dragon mechanic.
Yeah, the dragon
Totally
horde
called
mechanic.
it.
You got to build your horde and then protect it.
I like that.
But
We're totally going to call it that. We're going to totally make
it's
it
the dragon mechanic.
But it was a fun little game. I'm glad we played it, and now I can play it online too.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
Not with me.
Yeah.
I play it, the 2 or 3 times I play it a year with my kids because they like the game is more than enough cover your assets for me.
Yeah, go ahead and send me an invite, Nate.
Yeah.
and just wait. He'll definitely get back to you on that.
I did
Feelings are hurt.
I did remember one game that I taught Mycelia with the new expansion.
Oh, how was the new expansion?
It's actually really good. So Mycelia is a good game. It's a deck builder. I felt like it was very simplistic as far as deck building goes. So you have a board with dewdrops and you're trying to remove those dewdrops. Whoever removes their dewdrops first wins the game. You do that by playing cards, which allow you to either remove them or move them towards your portal. Once you get them on the portal, you place them on the central portal area in the center of the board. If it gets full, then it spins around. All of the dewdrops come flying out along with a die, and then you have to add more dewdrops to your board. Well, the expansion adds mushrooms that go around that central hub or that central location where you're putting all your dewdrops, and it introduces the purple drops. I can't remember what they're called, spirit drops or something like that. Anyway, so those get added on to your board also with the starting setup, and when you get to remove those, you'll place them in the center area just like you do the blue dewdrops. However, you get to move your mushroom around the rondel. Now, you get to jump over any mushrooms and skip that space if there's a mushroom in front of you. If there's 2 mushrooms, you get to skip both of those spaces and move. The one movement would bump you up twice. So timing that is really critical so you can get basically free mushroom movement. But once you get up into the colors, where the color spaces for your mushrooms, you can drop your mushroom back down to the starting space and gain a gift card. Now, the gift cards, there's 3 colors, and they're all face up. There's orange, there's green, and there's pink. So green is the lowest as far as power, then orange, then pink. Now, if I get to the green space, then I can drop down, take that top green card, and I put it on top of my draw pile. Now, the cool thing about and then the orange, if I get to the orange, then I can take an orange or a green. If the pink, I could take anything. The cool thing about the gift cards is they will give you typically an ongoing effect that will last while it's in play, and it will get discarded at the end of your turn, but it also gives you card draw, which there's not really any card draw in the game until they added this expansion. So when you draw it, it'll have card draw on it. You immediately put it in play. At the end of your turn, you put it in play. This is after you've discarded everything. And then you draw more cards into your hand. If you draw more, you put it back in play, and you keep drawing cards until you've resolved all of your gift cards. Now, once it gets back to your turn, you play cards from your hand as normal, and they go directly into your discard pile. But anytime you trigger anything that you have one of your gift cards, once you trigger an effect, then you get to do that each time. Or sometimes it's like there's one that allows you to you have the abilities at the bottom of your board that cost leaves, which is the currency in the game, to activate. Well, there's one gift card that if it's in play, it costs you 0 leaves. So you get to activate all of those abilities.
So it acts like a gift
for free.
card.
Yeah, it really does. So you get to activate every single one of those for free once per turn. So they do different things, and can really help you build an engine with your cards, which I think makes the deck building that really fixed the deck building, I thought, in that game. Because the deck building was fun, and it was kind of cool to get an engine building, but I think it really added a whole other element of fun with those gift cards and trying to pair that up with some of the cards that you're purchasing from the market. So yeah, I will never play that game without that expansion.
Oh, cool. Glad I have it.
Yeah, it's really good. You'll like it. I think you'll think it's really fun.
All right, exciting times.
So, like one of those where I'll never play it without that expansion, not because it fixed the game, but because it added something to it that I can't imagine playing without.
I would say probably the latter, because the game worked before.
Yeah, I enjoyed the game before.
I thought it was fun. Was it my favorite deck builder? No, not by any means, but it still hit the table somewhat often at my house, so it wasn't like it was a dud. But that expansion, it definitely took it to a whole nother level, I think.
Nice. Yeah. No, I just naturally ask that question anytime somebody says I would never play without that expansion. And I'm always like, okay, so why? Was it fixing the game or was it adding something core to the game? And it sounds like maybe a little bit of both.
Maybe a little bit of both. I would say I lean more towards the latter part of that.
Okay.
But it definitely was not, it didn't fall into the category of Champions of Midgard for me, where I thought the game was a dud until they added the Valkyrie expansion. The Valhalla, was it the Valhalla or Valkyrie? The Valhalla expansion. I can't remember
Valhalla.
Valhalla.
Yeah.
The other expansion was okay, but adding the Valhalla expansion fixed the game for me.
Yeah. Definitely. Good. No, I'm curious. Like, I only played this one once, and I remember I liked it. Like, I had a good time.
I like the waterfall element of it.
It's one, like, I'm not necessarily, it falls into that category of game, like, I'm not seeking to add it to my shelf, but I would absolutely play it again. And it sounds like with this expansion, it'd be worth returning to.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get this to the table with my daughter when she gets back from Flagstaff, because this was a game that she learned and taught us at BGG the year I went down there with both my girls, and she really enjoyed it and has really liked this game. So I'm excited to play this with her when she gets home, because I think that she's gonna think it's pretty sweet.
Nice. All right.
Andy, added it to your list of games you're bringing to MonCon.
Okay, sweet. Hey, that's just the one
So far.
Sweet.
so far. Let's just see what else Nathan tells me to do.
That's right.
Bring.
You'll do it and you'll like it, mister.
Yes, sir.
When in doubt, just ask Nathan. He'll tell you how to live your life.
I got it all figured out.
All right. Well, as is usually the case with the post-SaltCON episode, we have talked about highlights the entire time and haven't gotten to anything new, but we will get to lots of new stuff on the next episode. So, until next time.
We'll see you rubbing your palms together, looking at new games that you're going to be playing.
Spoiler alert, it'll be Lairs. It should be
It
Lairs.
should totally be Lairs.
Yeah, at the game table.
Game table.
Thank you for listening and being a part of Meeple Nation. If you would be so kind as to follow, subscribe, share, and rate or review this podcast, it really helps to spread the fun. You can be more involved in supporting the podcast by joining the nation at patreon.com/Meeple Nation, or you can find a link at the top of our webpage, meeplenation.com. And while you're there, look at all our extra content. There are links to all our past episodes, a wide variety of blogs, pictures from our Instagram feed, and bios for all the hosts and our awesome bloggers. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all under Meeple Nation. If you would like to chat with the hosts or other members of the nation, you can join our Facebook group, Meeple Nation Off Air. We hope to see you again at a game night, a con, or maybe a suspense-driven evening of Werewolf. Thank you for listening and supporting Meeple Nation, and stay tuned for next week's episode.
Thank you so much for listening. We very much want to thank our patrons who help keep the podcast running. I personally want to thank my co-hosts for all the help they provide with both content here on the podcast, in addition to what we have available on our website. Without them, the podcast would not happen. If you too would like to support the podcast, you can join the nation at patreon.com/Meeple_Nation, or you can find a link to Patreon at the top of our webpage, meeplenation.com. If you have any questions, comments, or games you feel should be on our radar, you can always reach us at meeplenation@gmail.com. We can't wait to hear from you. I am grateful to Doug and Andy who helped me edit episodes, and I want to thank James and Kim Clark who do the editing on our blogs and on our webpage, which can be found at meeplenation.com. We want to thank Brain Detergent for our music. If you want to find more from him, you can follow his links that can be found on our webpage, or simply search for Brain Detergent on YouTube to find more of his tracks. Thank you again for listening and being part of the Meeple Nation community.